Hello, how's it going? Welcome back. I have my lemon with me today, the FTX Outlaw, and I'm at the sand and gravel quarry again, specifically the top part, which is the loosest, smallest debris, the sort of loosest, slidiest surface. It's a gorgeous day. I mean, you can see so far towards the mountains. It's so clear, almost cloudless. It's gorgeous. But it is right at the end of November, and it is a rather brisk 3.5 degrees Celsius, so a little bit cold, but it's all good. It's all good. Last time I used this was on the beach. I didn't bother cleaning it at all afterwards, so it's still very sandy and very dirty, and there are some rust spots. I don't generally tend to wash the Outlaw after I've used it, because history teaches me that very shortly that dirty, filthy part is going to break and be replaced with a nice shiny new part anyway. At the beach it was good fun, but it wasn't particularly competent. It kept on rolling over. Now, this surface is ideal for an Outlaw because it's, you know, it's gravelly, but it's very small stones. You can slide it around, especially now that I fitted a locking or locker in the diff, so it's no longer a differential, it's now locked, live axle. So that should encourage it to slide more and put the power down very well and take off. Now, it has frozen overnight and it's now thawing and slightly wet as a result, so it's quite tacky. This would be a lot better in the dry, dusty conditions in summer, but we have what we have. I have looked forward to running this here with this locker, despite the history of the car, because I think it will suit it really well. So, fingers crossed, I do not break the Outlaw. I'm going to have to be careful with my camera angles today because, yeah, I've never looked that tall in my life. The sun is rather low. So, yes, but we'll work it out. We'll work it out. Oh, before I forget, I am using a different battery this time. The punch that the car had didn't seem as good as it used to be. I thought maybe the motor was past it because I have immersed it. It is a cheap motor. So I've replaced it with the same motor, brand new one, no difference. But I was using an old Fluorion 2S LiPo, 8000 milliamp, and it never has balanced right, but it's several years old now. I think it's maybe a bit past it, so I'm using a newer core LiPo. It's only 4000 milliamps, so theoretically it should have half the duration, but I think it's a better battery as a result of being much newer. So we'll see if the punch levels are back to where I expect them to be. Right, I've just remembered I've been meaning to replace that steering servo. That's pitiful and not happy at all. Anyway, oh dear, let's go. Oh dear, it's all good. All good, it's all fine. Oh. Yeah. I have been asked why don't I sell the Outlaw. Oh, I mean, there's several reasons why not. First of all, who would buy it? And who could I in good consciousness sell it to? And what's it worth? You know? And on top of that, I do like this truck. I know it's, you know, maybe it's the underdog factor. Maybe that's what it is. I know it's not the greatest RC in the world. A lot of people like them, a lot of people don't. Mine has been so fragile, it might as well be made of glass, but I don't know, it has an appeal to it. And it goes quite well. I mean, it's not a 60 miles an hour Arma, but it's a lot more down to earth and honest than that, you know. It's got a cheap Ghoul RC system, 3,500 kV, 2-cell. It goes like stink, really. And it looks good doing it. It's very compliant. It's not as compliant as it used to be. This one's very heavily modified to try and make it more stable. And in that, I've lost some of the wallowy, soft, compliant nature of it. It's still pretty compliant, but if you compare it to a standard one, and Matthews has the same power system and the metal chassis. But apart from that, and I think, does it have this front anti-roll bars from the Carnage? I think it might do. But we can take them off. But apart from that, it's mechanically standard. You know, mine is quite far from mechanically standard. Even has a different layout for the battery, etc. And his one over very rough terrain, rougher than this. But even on this, you'd see how much more compliant his is. But despite what you're seeing, mine is more stable. That locked axle certainly gives it some kick out the corners, but it doesn't, it's very unforgiving. You've got to make sure if I slam the throttle, it just does that. It just rolls or it spins out. You've got to make sure you're pointing in the right direction before you apply full chat. Oh, bit of cogging. Don't mind a bit of cogging in a cheap brushless system, to be honest, it's fine. The servo seems to be working sort of at speed. Oh, but it's actually woken up a bit, the servo, look. It's woken up completely, in fact. Look at that. It was stuttering like crazy. I wonder if it's the cold temperatures. I mean, it's really cold, so maybe. Or it's sat with slightly seized after being on the beach, maybe. It can endo very well. Yeah, this is where the Outlaw's at home, definitely. Definitely. I mean, I could, why not, we'll do it, We could, I don't know where that crack's come from. You can see, crack in the shell, have to repair that. We could try the slightly rougher stuff downstairs, down below. Where's there must be, there's ways down, that's not great, that one. No, there we go. I need to still stand slightly this way, because otherwise you're just going to get sun glare. Well, what I'll do is I will roll this down here, and it will not roll over. Thank you. And then I'll go over here. You see, it's very similar down there, but there's more large pieces, and this is all very, very thin, very fine, and that one's not quite as fine. But there is more space. And look at the view. I mean, look at that. No, don't you do, you do, you. Yeah, it's not as happy over this stuff. It's way more jarring. You know, the suspension jars a lot more. Yeah, nowhere near as good. So this is, I mean, that one is stones as well, but it's so much finer. It might as well just be sort of sandy grit or something, you know. Dust, especially in summer, very dusty up there. This is all stone and it doesn't like it. Monster truck territory, this one. You know, it'll be really good here. The new Arma Mojave 4S. I really need to work out a way to get one of those. Anyway, we'll go back up to where this is more suited. Can it climb it today in these cold temperatures? Everything's changed since last time. I guess that one. I guess that one. Oh, I do have a little lock diff now, so I also have a Guff steering swivel. Go on. Right. Just make it. You can make this. You can make this, no problem. You are the look at that. What a difference with that lock diff. That's awesome. It's basically a rock crawler. You know what? It's all about using an RC on the correct terrain. Touring cars rule the street. Monster trucks rule the jumps and the big stuff. Truggies and buggies are the ultimate all-rounders. And the FTX Outlaw loves gravel. But it's still an outlaw. They also love to bend the rear axles. Right. There we have it. The battery's flat and it's alive. Couple of cracks in the shell, but that's not a problem. This is the second time in a row it's survived all the way to flatten a battery and not broken anything. And I believe that's a joint record for me on this truck. So that tells you all about the history of it. It was really good fun. It was really good. I enjoyed it. So let me know, what do you think? Is the correct place for the FTX Outlaw loose gravel? Or is it the bin? I'm being mean, it's good fun. It's, yeah, good. Look at those mountains. We're actually only just home. We went for a big trip around the Highlands, did some hiking, drunk some whiskey. I love the Highlands, I love the mountains. I've been home for a day. I want to go back already. Anyway, this place isn't half bad, is it? I mean, look at that. It's awesome. Thank you for watching. Take care, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.